couple there. Hey, Nate, that's you. K0GND. KD0DIU. Kilowatt 0 Charlie Whiskey, in and out. Hi, KD0DIU. Hey, Paul, have you in and out? And Jim, good evening. Wrong. K0CWW, K0GND. All right, let's continue with handhelds. Back into the alphabets. Handhelds beginning suffixes N through Z. Suffixes N through Z. Handhelds only. Check in only with the call sign. This is K0GND.
N0 OLK. In and out, please. Reynolds.
KD0 WVD. In and out. Reynolds. Kilo Delta 0 Oscar November, no comment.
0 Victor Sierra Delta and 0 VSH by proxy, no comment.
KD0 PTF, no traffic.
KC0Z in and out.
KD0RIY, in and out. Kilo Delta 0 Zulu November Oscar, in and out.
All right, another good group there. I missed one along the way. WBT. My computer didn't recognize you. KD0 Whiskey Bravo Tango. Is that correct? Nope, that's not a favorable sign. KB0W Bravo question mark again. All right, we'll leave that to the end and work that out. Let's see, Lois, have you N0OLK, have you in and out? Richard, good evening. KD0ONN, in and out. Joe, KD0VSH, KD0VSD, have you and Denton both in and out? Dave, good evening. KD0PTF, in and out. Alan, KD0RIY, in and out. And Will, good evening. KD0ZNO, have you in and out? Now, let's try this way. Who did I miss in that group? If you tried to check in, I didn't acknowledge you. Try it again. K0GND.
KD0RZP, in and out, please. KD0 Whiskey Victor Delta, in and out.
Alright, and that's the culprit I missed. Jack, are you KB0RZP? Have you in? And Kilo Delta 0 Whiskey Victor Delta, good evening. Welcome to the net. Welcome to my computer. I know you're here in Lincoln, but I need your first name.
First name is Dale. Live in Milligan, but I happen to be in Lincoln tonight.
Alright, Dale, very good. You have to remember you from the testing, and I'll add you to the machine here. I'll recognize you next time around. Very good. Alright, let's see. Let's try handhelds only. Anybody I miss? Handhelds only, the whole alphabet. Checking only with your call sign, K0GND. Okay, we've got all those critters. Let's try mobiles. Mobiles only. A through M, suffixes, checking only with your call sign, K0GND.
KD0 VMI. KD0 Papa Tango Delta Mobile.
Alright, couple there. Hey, Nate, got you, KD0 VMI. And John, did you get my email regarding the marathon, KD0 PTD, K0GND?
Yes, Reynolds, I did. Thank you for sending that.
Alright, we'll see you bright and early next Sunday, a week from tomorrow. Very good, a week from Sunday. K0GND. Okay, we're still looking at mobiles. Let's try the back end of the mobile group. suffixes beginning N November through Z Zulu. Mobiles only, K0GND.
November 0, Zulu X-ray Zulu, in and out, thanks.
Hey, Roger, got you and 0ZXZ, other mobiles?
KD0PTK, KD0PTR, no comments tonight, thanks Reynolds.
Kilo Delta Zero Sierra X-ray Papa, no comment.
All right, got the Bennett, KD0PTK, PTR, hey, Chuck and Bev, have you both in and out? And Tom, good evening, KD0SXT, have you in and out? All right, let's try fixed stations, plugged in the wall type stations. Whole alphabet, come at once, be courteous, listen before you push, and away we go, K0GND.
Kilo Delta Zero, Alpha Whiskey India, in and out.
WD, sir, gives a good evening, Reynolds.
K0SHC with comments.
Is 0DIZ with comments.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Hotel, no traffic, no comments.
Kilo Bravo 0, Zulu Uniform. No comments tonight. Thanks.
No traffic.
Okay, last station ending with no traffic again.
KD0RTK.
Sorry, that was a huge collision. Larry got you, RTK. And who's the other station? Just trying to check in at the end there, K0GND.
N0VMT.
Thanks, Dave. Got you, N0VMT. All right, let me go back and see who else we got there. Jim, K0AWI in and out. Rod from York, WD0EUZ. We'll come back and see what's going on out there tonight. Mike, good evening, and with comments, K0SHC. Let's see, the other Mike, N0DIZ, also with comments. Bob, have you in and out, K0KPH. And Mark as well. Great signal. You're a little scratchy the past few weeks, but tonight, great signal, Marcus, K0ZUU. Sounding good. All right, those are mobiles. Let's see if there's any other mobiles out there. Check it only with your call sign, K0GND.
W0ERD, in and out. KG0XA. KR0P, no comment.
All right, a couple more. We're going to stop there. W0ERT, Bill, have you in and out? Steve, good evening. Nice to hear you. KG0XA, we'll leave you in. Come back for comments in a bit. And John, good to hear you tonight. KR0P, this is K0GND Lincoln. All right, we're going to stop there. We'll take additional check-ins here in just a few minutes after we get through with the news, weather, and sports. And incidentally, when everybody, please leave your radios around tomorrow afternoon. Be sure they're charged up. I just put the one I use for talking to the EOC in the charger. Be sure you're charged up. Looks like late tomorrow afternoon, more probably in the evening tomorrow night, we may be called out. I think personally it's unlikely we'll be called out, but nonetheless the storms will be coming through. Hopefully they'll not be of a severe nature that would concern us, but they may have a little bit of ice in them. Anyway, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening for sure, so be sure your radios are charged. This is K0GND Lincoln. Currently around the state, 64 in Alliance and Kimball. Those are cool spots in the state. Looks like winds are reasonable everywhere except for Kimball. Gusts up to 18. Everybody else is beneath that. Warm spot in the state is Epley. It's 77 degrees as far east as you can get, and everybody's in between. In southeast Nebraska, we'll see it's clear in the center part, cloudy out to the west, and cloudy again here in the east. Light rain in York right now. Get Rod to comment on that. Let's see, cloudy skies, 76 in Lincoln, 71 in Beatrice, 70 in Nebraska City, 71 in Plattsmouth. As we said, 77 at Epley, and 74 currently at Offutt. This is K0GND Lincoln. In detail, Lincoln cloudy, 76, dew point 35. That's way too low to make white, fluffy clouds. Relative humidity, therefore, 22%. We could be living in Phoenix and have that. Winds are calm, barometer 29.74, and it's steady. Tonight, warmer, partly cloudy, lows in the low 50s. Saturday all day, mostly sunny, high around 80, and winds will increase in the afternoon. Saturday night, breezy, warmer, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of showers and thunder showers, lows in the 60s. Sunday, windy, mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms are likely, 60%, highs in the 70s. Sunday night, more of same, low around 50. Monday, partly sunny, slight chance of rain showers, isolated thunder showers, highs in the mid-60s. And Monday night, 40% chance of rain, lows in the 40s. And Tuesday, up to the 50s with a 50% chance of rain, low 40s Tuesday night, 30%. And 20% chance of rain Wednesday night at mid-50s, and that's the way it's going to be the rest of the week. 40s, 50s, 60s, cool at the other end, and a chance of rain in the forecast for each day. Although there's nothing mentioned here about the severe stuff, we're in the bubble for tomorrow evening, so as I said, please be ready. This is K0GND Lincoln. Well, let's see what's going on. Oh, tomorrow, the Great Plains Spring Fling Bicycle Ride. I'm sure Mike wants to talk about that, and I'm going to slide up to him in just a minute. We're going to meet at the Eagle School at 8 a.m. Ooh, that's unlikely for some of the old people. And then go from there. Mike, anything else on the Spring Fling tomorrow? K0SHC, K0GND.
K0SHC and the rest of the net. I mentioned in my email to some of the folks that there was construction, and I received that information from the president of the Great Plains Bicycle Club. The construction is out on Stevens Creek. There's a bridge out there they're working on, and it's down to single lane. So where the bikes are going to be running, there is no construction, so we shouldn't have to deal with that at all. As Reynolds alluded to, we'll try and be there by 8 o'clock. Talk-ins on 7-6, but we will be operating on 145.310, and that is the Ashland repeater, and we dearly thank them for the use of that repeater. The Great Plains Bicycle Club is offering brats and hot dogs and Polish dogs for us to enjoy in Louisville or Eagle. And we should be done by 2 p.m., so if there's going to be any storms tomorrow night, everybody should be back home in time for that. Also, I'd like to mention, too, that a week from this Sunday is the marathon, and we have pretty good sign-up. If you didn't sign up, it's no big deal. Just check in that morning. The net control starts at 6 a.m. in the morning. We will find a spot. Nobody is ever turned away from anything that the Lincoln Amateur Radio Club helps out with. So we'll find a spot for you. And so if you didn't sign up, just check in that Sunday morning. One thing I want to remind everybody is please wear your green vests on the day of the marathon. The directors of the sites that you will be sent to will be looking for you, and when you get to your site, please try and find the directors. We are their communications for the marathon, and they really, really appreciate that. So, we got a couple of events coming up, and we will see everybody tomorrow morning. K0SHC, back to net.
Very good, Mike. I think we have 50 on the list for the marathon, so it's really great turnout. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Thursday, May 1, 7 p.m., that's a week from yesterday, will be our log preparation to the Salvation Army, 27th at Holdridge. And need you there about 7 p.m. to help get the logs folded, and we'll dump them in the mail on Friday, May 2nd. And then Sunday, May 4th, as Mike just mentioned, is the upcoming marathon, which should be fun for everybody. This is K0GND Lincoln. On a beautiful New England spring day, under the umbrella of some huge security, more than 300 amateur radio volunteers provide communications for the 818th running of the Boston Marathon. That's a race that goes from Hopkinton to Boston, if you know where those are. In a show of solidarity following last year's bombings, a near record number of runners, about 36,000 turned out for the event, and a lot of hams watching over. We'll have 12,500 this year in the Lincoln Marathon. Fantastic showing of volunteer support at the beginning, start, and end. Ham radio important. They run a huge net there and link up emergency services, police stations, fire, hospitals, and all sorts of things. So quite a deal with the Boston Marathon. This show Unfortunately, they lost one of their 2-meter repeaters, but they are pretty clever up there in Boston, and they got it going up fast and furious. 4 ham radio teams at the starting line, 34 volunteers at all, making that all happen, and then about 70 people along the course for ambulance calls if necessary. And I don't have a count of how many they had, but they did have a few. So anyway, we've got 50, which is fabulous for our marathon. In Boston, more runners, and what they say, 300 folks helping out. This is K0GND Lincoln. And the Enforcement Department of Texas Radio Amateurs agreed to turn in his amateur extra class license as part of an agreement with the FCC to settle an enforcement action against him. The FCC earlier this year issued a notice of fair liability to James Winstead, OZY, KD5OZY of Coleman, Texas, after determining that he apparently willfully violated FCC rules by interfering with amateur radio communications. The Commission proposed a $7,000 fine. The action is in response to radio amateur complaints of intentional interference in 40-meter band at 7.195. Mr. Winstead admitted that he did that stuff and agreed to voluntarily relinquish his license and make a $1,000 voluntary contribution to the FCC's Enforcement Bureau. So there we go, one down and hopefully no more to come. FCC is doing an excellent job of protecting our frequencies, and we appreciate that. The FCC has cited a Woodinville, Washington resident for operating an incidental radiator. Apparently it's some sort of a lighting device that has been causing harmful interference to ham radio frequencies. Larry, if you're on frequency RTK, listen up. The Commission ordered Thomas Edward Rogers to take steps to eliminate all harmful interference or risk substantial fines and seizure of equipment. The Enforcement Bureau came in the wake of repeated complaints last year of interference in the amateur radio operations. To date, Rogers has not responded to several communications from the Commission. Commission agents have made multiple unsuccessful attempts at writing and via phone contact to get a hold of Mr. Rogers, but he doesn't want to play ball that way. So it looks like hardball's upcoming, and we'll tell you how that, a little rough justice upcoming. I'll tell you more about that. FCC warned that he could face fines of $16,000 per day. This is K0GND Lincoln. After 30 years in the same location, AMSAT North America is moving to a new office. So they were closed today. They'll be open May 2nd in Kensington, Maryland. A new address is online, as are all the phone numbers for AMSAT. This is K0GND Lincoln. Speaking of satellites, Zach Manchester, he's KD2BHC of the KickSat project, reports the satellite launched successfully April 18th and has attained low Earth orbit. At Cornell and several amateur radio operators around the world have made contact with the spacecraft, and it's alive and doing well. The Cornell grad student has announced that he will offer prizes to the first several people who receive telemetry packets from KickSat, as well as the first few who receive signals from the tiny Sprite satellites that KickSat will deploy in early May. After a launch delay, KickSat went into space with the third SpaceX ISS resupply mission, and it's up. Here are the beacons, write them down. The beacon's at 437.505, and also way up at the 2 gigahertz band, 2401 to 2432, if you wanted to listen to telemetry. As the packets transmitted every 30 seconds when the satellite is powered on, and every 250 seconds when it's in charging mode. All the Sprite satellites on the same frequency of 437.240, that's where they're doing their audio stuff. But the beacon is 437.505. This is K0GND Lincoln. Well, EWL Centennial operations are moving again, as they do every Wednesday at 00 Zulu, which is Tuesday night at 7 p.m. our time. On the 23rd, North Dakota, Mississippi will go dark, as they say, and New Jersey and New Hampshire will be up, running for a week each. Incidentally, W1AW Portable Zero from Nebraska runs May 6th through 13. If you'd like to help out here at the K0GND station, give me a call and we'll work you into the schedule. It's lots of fun, working a huge pileup as folks are trying to work Nebraska at W1AW. That's May 6th through 13 if you're interested in helping out for us. But the take home right now is New Jersey and New Hampshire are up and on the air. or will be up and on the air, I should say, next week. Sorry, North Dakota, Mississippi on the air right now, and then moving to the other stations, K0GND. So let's clear that up. North Dakota, Mississippi on right now, Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's what it should go through the entire day. So it'll be another 22 hours from now. A few dozen special event stations will be on the air to commemorate International Marconi Day. Among them, WB4IMD, International Marconi Day in Cornwall, England, OE14M in Vienna, Austria, IY01MD in Italy, VO1AA in Signal Hills, Newfoundland, VK2IMD in Australia, and WA1WCC in Cape Cod. And I see some of these are already being spotted, so take a look, and you can work the International Marconi Day. It's a 24-hour event, and it has about 21 hours and 17 minutes to go. 21 hours, 27 minutes to go. This is K0G. It's not a contest. It's just an operator or point-to-point contact with those historic sites. But in DX information for the week, there's a lot of that on the air, and the bands are rocking again. This week's information comes from QRZ DX, the OPDX Bulletin, 425 DX News, and Daily DX, the DX Newsletter, and the Contest Corral column, the QSD. Wartania, 5 Tango on the air, a group of guys from Belgium down there running that. Lesotho's on the air is a group from Switzerland and the U.S. all gigging up on 7 Papa and Lesotho. Sable Island, CY0's on the air, that's a little bit to the east of Canada, so some Canadians are doing that, CY0P. Cape Verde Islands on the air, Federal Republic of Germany, the San Andreas and Providencia, VK0 on the air. Let's see, Panama has a 100th anniversary station commemorating the opening of the Panama Canal, and that's HO100 Canal, HO100CANAL. They'll be on until August. Thailand has a special event deal running, as does Western Sahara, Bangladesh, Seychelles, Indonesia, and the Millis Reef is now approved, VK9MT, to work them. You can get credit for that. Special event stations we mentioned. This weekend on the radio, the NRL Signal Sideband Rookie Roundup, the NCCC RTTY Sprint, the NCCC Sprint CW Ladder, the Holy Land DX Contest, the Terra Skirmish Digital Prefix Contest, the ES Open HF Championship, worked all provinces of China DX Contest, the CQ Manchester Monera DX CW Contest, the Nebraska QSO Party, whoops, that was last week, the EU SSB Spring Sprint, the Michigan QSO Party, and others. Well, sorry, I got ours wrong. This is K0GND Lincoln. Let me check the date on the bulletin here. And nope, they're good. I had the wrong bulletin. This is K0GND Lincoln. So quickly checking the date, I have the right one for this. This is the propagation information from Tad Cook out in Seattle. And let's see how we're doing. The solar flux rose a little bit last week, not a whole lot. Planetary index for the next few days should be 8.5, and then by the middle of May down to an 8 again. It's going to be cruising up to 25 at the high point. SpacesWeather.com reported today that departing sunspot AR2035 erupted on April 25, producing a strong X1.3 class flare and an HF communications blackout on the day side of Earth. NASA Solar Dynamics Observatory recorded a flash of extreme ultraviolet radiation from that explosion. The explosion also produced a CME, and because the site was so close to the sun's western limb, the cloud is not heading toward the planet, so the chance of geomagnetic storm remains low. David Crawford, KF4X, let's see, he's VXJ, Kilo Fox 4 Victor X-Ray Juliet of Raleigh, North Carolina, sent another report regarding WWV, said, I did notice other stations under WWV's 10 megahertz signal, possibly from South America and Italy. January this year, when propagation took out their signal at 10 in the evening, I was able to get the ID and a QSL card from the Ital Cable in Italy. The Ital Cable station consists of music snippets and time pips with an ID sent by CW or web address. And CWWV obviously not holding down sole reign on that frequency. We've done some DX work that would be interesting to others. Share with Ted Cook, K7RA, and he's out in Seattle, Washington. Currently from WWV, we can bring it up on the packet cluster here. Let's see what's going on out in the sun. Let's see, solar flux at 125, index at 9, decay index at 1, and we've had a strong R3 here in the past 24 hours, although no storms are predicted for the next 24 hours. And if you're wondering what an R3 is like, I can't find my decipher sheet. There it is, fell down. And R3 is, it says here, a strong storm. Wide area blackouts of HF radio communications, loss of radio contact for about an hour on the sunset side of the Earth. Navigation, low frequency navigation signals will be degraded for about an hour. And that's gone on and happened. I guess it's going to heal itself here in the next, before daylight. This is K0GND Lincoln. That's all the information we have for you tonight from the Lincoln Amateur Radio Club. We'll take standby right now for additional check-ins on that, and then we'll back up the list for comments. So, first of all, who else would like to join us at this time? Check in only with your call sign. This is K0GND.
This is KD0ZNM in. Have a question, Reynolds, when you have time.
It's Vince. We'll get back to you in a minute. Who else was in there?
N0GMA.
All right, Connie, have you in?
Yay.
Are you in and out? K0GND.
No, I guess I'll make a comment or two, Reynolds, WB0AEA.
Oh, that would be appropriate. This is K0GND Lincoln. All right, anybody else before you go back up the list for comments? K0GND.
WB0YYE.
W0RJE. Oh my God, Rare DX. Hey, Bob. W0RJE. Got you in. We'll come back for comments in a minute. Tell us what you've been up to recently. This is K0GND. Let's take a break there and go up the list for comments, and we'll pick up some from the last group that just checked in. This is K0GND with the Eastern Nebraska 2-meter ARES band. Rod, you're first on the comment list tonight. WD0EUZ in York, K0GND.
K0GND and then add WD0EUZ. Well, good evening, Reynolds. Managed to hear the repeater tonight, so I get in. What a beautiful spring evening. And let's see, other than, I think it's about 60 degrees here yet. And we'll be in Lincoln tomorrow, early in the day, so we'll listen to your, listen if we're there until late in the afternoon, listen to see if you need anybody and give your reports, then mobiling home. Hi, K0GND, WD0EZ.
Wow, boy, high risk. I hope it works out, Rod. Drive carefully tomorrow. Thanks. Mike, anything else? K0SHC, K0GND.
We will see you all tomorrow morning. Drive carefully, and we'll have a good, safe day tomorrow, I hope. K0SHC.
We hope so, too. Mike and Sir DIZ, your comments, K0GND.
K0GND and 0DIC. Good evening, Reynolds, the rest of that. Don't know whether anyone else noticed it, but there's a slight, not very noticeable power supply on your signal. I don't know if anyone else hears it, but other than that, we'll see you all tomorrow in 0DIC. Back to that.
Yep, there is. I'm using my KD now, my ADI, waiting for it to die. It's near death, and when it goes away, that hum will go away also, Mike. It's a sign. Steve, good evening, KG0XA, K0GND.
K0GND in the group, KG0XA. I just wanted to jump in here and say I hope everybody has a safe day tomorrow and everybody communicates precise information. Other than that, we're going to be, I think, taping up for painting this shack. so hopefully I'll have new white walls pretty soon. Anyway, back to net. Everybody stay safe. K0GND, KG0XA.
Very good advice, Steve. Also, PT team, he's pushed to talk, not pushed to think. Spence, WKD0ZNM, go ahead with your question, K0GND.
Yeah, this is KD0ZNM. I have a question. I got a call or a message left on my phone from N08D, I think Dick, and he said that I got he got a relayed call from WD5NKD, message 469, and message said, relay stations are needed. Hope you can help. Join LocalNet to see how. Pat from Oklahoma. Could you fill me in on what that's all about?
I have no idea. I know who the players are, but I have no idea what the message is about, Spence. Go ahead.
Well, that's great. I'll, K0GND, this is KD0ZNM out. Thanks.
Sorry about that. Occasionally we have folks who kind of blast out messages to a lot of people. I guess in order to get a count that they have blasted out messages to a lot of people, but I don't know what that's all about. But I'm interested. When you find out, let me know. Thanks. Kurt, your turn. W0AEA, K0GND.
K0GND in the net, WB0AEA. Just want to say good evening, Reynolds, and looking for my log. Just trying to see what the special event is tomorrow. I know it might have a storm watch, but not sure what Mike's got going for the special events. I should know after being at the meeting. Just slipped my memory. Anyway, just curious, and just for the record, I mentioned on the net again that if you have to put a stealth antenna or an Anik antenna, you can do okay. I worked Indonesia last week, or this past week. I think it was Tuesday. I worked on a indoor L, inverted L with an Anik inverted L with about 70 to 80 watts, what I was driving it with at the time. So anyway, on sideband. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that, Reynolds. K0GND, WB088.
Very good, Kurt. The thing tomorrow is the Spring Fling. Guys, my voice is bad. The Spring Fling bike ride tomorrow. We need to be in Eagle at 8 a.m. on 7-6. 8 a.m. 7-6 Spring Fling bike ride. See you there. Dan, what are you up to? W0YYE, K0GND.
Hey Reynolds, K0GND in the net, WB0YYE. Well, good evening to all. I just wanted to come in also and say thanks to all who responded, called the phone here at the house, sent me email messages. The Anderson power poles got delivered to a neighbor down the street here. And I was really fortunate, Reynolds, that I put Lincoln Amateur Radio Club on the, as far as name of business or whatever, and I put it on my name, but they delivered it to a wrong house. So I was really fortunate to put Lincoln Amateur Radio Club on it because that's how she started getting in touch with people. And I think she looked it up on the web, and somehow I think got into sending a mass email through the board, and I think maybe you got it, maybe not, but the package has been recovered. So that was a really expensive order too to get lost in the mail, but it's safe and sound here. So thanks again to all who has responded on that. That's all I had. WB0YYE.
Well, glad it turned. Don't you love allergy season? I'm glad it turned up okay, Dan. Bob, good evening.
What?
Welcome to the net. Wow, it says you're in Lincoln here. Let me change that on the records.
No.
Tell us what you're up to these days that you're not in Lincoln. W0RJE, K0GND.
Mark.
Copy, K0GND in the net from W0RJE, way western Omaha. Currently retired from FEMA and working for FEMA in Kansas City. So I spend my weeks working in Kansas City, my weekends home in Omaha. And looks like tomorrow's going to be a very nice day. I'm going to do a little biking also, but my particular bike has a motor on it. So 73s, have a good evening, W0RJE.
Bob. Well, it's great to hear you on. Thanks for jumping in tonight. Have a good motorbike ride tomorrow. W0RJE, K0GND Lincoln. All right, let's open it up right now and see if there's anybody else like to join the net. Check in only with your call sign. This is K0GND.
You're not gonna go nowhere. Come on.
N0AZA, no comment. WD0EDO, no comment.
KC0UXE in and out, please.
All right, there's some, including a stranger and AZA. Is that Daryl?
So the handle is Bob, and I'm up in Craig, Nebraska.
Yes, Bob. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm Craig, Nebraska. Good signal into Lincoln tonight. And very good. Nice to have you aboard on the net. Thanks for stopping by. Glendale, good to hear you. WD0EDO, have you in and out. Thanks for stopping through. Good signal as always. And Bill in Ashland, KC0UXE. This is K0GND. Got you on the list also, Bill. Thank you. Bob, back to you. Anything to offer from Craig, Nebraska tonight? N0AZA, K0GND.
I don't get into this repeater very often, Reynolds. How's my signal?
Oh, I'd say you're about probably 60% cladding. We'll copy, no problems. Just a little bit of frying with you, over.
Okay, fine, but yeah, I just put up a little 5-element beam. It's up about 40 feet, so just trying the leg, so to speak. K0GND and 0AZA.
All right, for comparison, your signal, Bob, was similar to RJE's who just preceded you on the net in terms of quality of the repeater. Doesn't really matter, full copy, and that's all that counts. This is K0GND. Anybody else want to join us? Don't forget, we have Tech Talk occurring in 21 minutes. But first, anybody else want to join this net? Check in only with your call sign. This is K0GND. I mentioned the Marconi special event activities. There's one right now at 14.330. 14.330, you look for Golf Bravo 0. Mike Golf Yankee is a special event station from London. Unfortunately, it was spotted by a station on Rhode Island, which means it may not be copyable here at this time. But there's a Marconi hook for you. Don't forget Tech Talk at the top of the hour, 21 minutes away. We talk technical topics, and it's fair game. Everybody jumps in, everybody participates, everybody offers up. It's kind of a neat deal. See you in 21 minutes. This concludes the Friday night edition of the Eastern Nebraska 2-meter ARES net. K0GND Lincoln now clear for the Lincoln Amateur Radio Club's K0 KKV repeat.